All right, what's up, everybody? BC here. Welcome back to another episode of Supreme Being. I have another special guest here with me. First and foremost, our podcast is sponsored by Team BC, my real estate team. If you guys need anything real estate worldwide, go to teambcsold.com and shoot us a message. Number two, if you guys are interested in being a part of my team at EXP, go to partnerwithteambc.com and schedule a call with us. And lastly, if you're not on my Modern Success program, I don't know what the fuck you're waiting for, get signed up. So Matt, my special guest, what's up, brother?
Hey, what's up? Dude, nice office, by the way. Big upgrade from Rowland Heights days.
I know, dude. Crazy. So give everybody a quick introduction. I know some of my audience knows you specifically because they came in, and we can talk about that later. They came in from actually watching one of your videos, but you know, for everybody who doesn't.
Hey, what's up? My name is Matt Tran. I've been running a YouTube channel called Engineer Truth for the past 9 years. It's about realistic career videos, and I think about 3 years ago, I had Bryan on to shoot a video, and this is when we didn't know each other at the time at all. I don't think we even met in person. And so it was a video called Real Estate Reality versus Expectations. Yeah. And the quality of that video is so shit because Bryan had a square webcam at the time. So it's like square webcam in your office before the Rowland Heights one. Yeah. All you see is like an empty office with a for sale sign in the back. I was like, God damn, this is like the worst quality interview like I've ever done. So we posted, and now it has like 300,000 views or something like that. That's a lot.
Yeah. I remember, bro, because I at the time I had bought some new equipment, so I ended up using, Anthony. I ended up using his laptop, and the quality was trash. Right? Yeah. The mic that we were using wasn't working, so I did it with a webcam from the laptop with no external mic.
Yes.
Right. So it was horrible quality overall. But a lot of people, even Kevin, who works with me, right, and you met him, he came in from that video, and he actually ended up following me, and he ended up working for me now for, I don't know, 2 years.
There's moments as being an influencer where you see the numbers, it doesn't seem very real, like you're just playing a numbers game. It's getting more views and getting more ad revenue. But then when I met Kevin at your house and you told me the story about how he actually found you from my videos, and now he's working for you for the past 2 years and even staying at your house for a couple of days, and that all stemmed from him watching a video of mine. I don't know, I felt re-inspired to make more videos out there just because, like, you don't think it's going to have that much of an impact on some people's lives, and most people probably not, but for the ones that do, it's like, it's a huge meaningful change that you're changing their whole history, right? Where would Kevin be if he never found that video? Who'd be learning from? Wouldn't it be you, right? Yeah, crazy. So I think that's when you think about that, and that's just one life that we're impacting. So when you think about just the spread of what we're doing, it kind of makes me feel a little bit weird.
I know.
Right? It's like too much power.
I know, right? Yeah. Have you had anybody like in public be like, "Oh, hey, Matt, Engineer Truth"? Has that happened to you yet?
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
I think it happened more like last couple of years, but then since I moved to the Philippines, it doesn't really happen. Yeah. So. But I do feel always like a little bit weird. I don't know what to say when people come up to me. I just say, "Hey, what's up? Yeah. I know, do you like my videos?"
It's awkward. What do you do? It's always awkward.
What do you do?
Yeah. So like, what started it, right? I mean, obviously I know your background, but what got you into actually starting? Because you've been doing it for 9 years, bro, and that's a long time. I think YouTube even looked different back then compared to what it looks like now.
I think now when you talk to people, most people are pretty aware that college is questionable. It's a questionable choice for a lot of people, but when I made my first video 10 years ago, the information about colleges was off. At that time, people were still saying, "Hey, study any major you want in college. It's good. It's like it's an investment in education. You can't go wrong." And so I wanted to fix that and say, look, there are certain majors that are not going to have a return on investment for sure, right? Like if you study. I'm going to pick on some people, but like if you study English, the language that everyone already speaks, it's probably it doesn't really make you specialized in anything. So I made some videos about career advice, and then it kind of just took off from there, and definitely had a lot of slumps. It took me 1 year to get my first 1,000 subscribers because at the time it was just like uploading infrequently. Then I was like, okay, let's upload frequently, and it took me almost another year to get 10,000 subscribers. So this has been a slow roll for me, but I would say I had a steady rise, and because of that, I have a very steady income from YouTube. I'm not very viral, or it's not like big shots up and big shots down.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Because like it's similar with me, but mine was even slower. I think it took me like 2 years to get like 2,000 or something like that.
Yeah.
And then it was through a couple videos for like the live calls and that kind of stuff that I got a lot. But I think mainly I got a lot from collaborations, you know. But it's funny to hear that, because so many people think like you're going to go viral, and that seems to be the intention when they start something, whether it's Facebook or Instagram. Oh, I just want to go viral, right? So that slow and steady approach has kept your income stable, and I'm sure you've been able to kind of build like a culture and like a fan base that, you know, is going to fill that role that you want them to fill, whether it's, you know, be a customer or whatever. So at what point did it start to evolve, and then you were like, okay, I need to really pay attention to this?
Well, I didn't really have much of a choice. So my previous profession, I was an engineer, and I got fired from all my engineering jobs, all 3 of them. And I was like, oh crap, I'm not meant for a regular job. So when I got fired from the 3rd engineering job, I decided to do YouTube full time, even though I was making $250 a month at the time. And I said, you know what? I am not gonna move out of my parents' house until I could afford to do it with just the money I earned from YouTube or things like that. So that took, actually that was a pretty fast timeline. That one actually took me, I think that one also took me like a year. Yeah, because I thought it was gonna go like, oh, I'm gonna focus on full time and it's gonna grow, which it didn't. So I had to get like random jobs. So I made product videos for an e-commerce company. I managed social media for Bro Science Life. They're a huge comedy YouTube channel. And then that together with my YouTube income amounted to like $4,000 a month, and I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, $4,000 a month. Ballin'. It's like almost $100 or a little over $100 a day. So I said, fuck it, let's move out. So I got an apartment in downtown LA for $1,000 a month, and I moved out, and I was like, yeah, I'm in downtown LA. Like I'm gonna meet all these YouTubers and all these entrepreneurs. And I was like, I moved to downtown LA, and I'm like, man, this place is a piece of shit. it's like I think the best part about living in downtown Los Angeles is that there is a food truck, taco truck, like right across my building, and like that's like the only thing. But like my building had been tagged while I was there, so there's like gangsters all around, and it was cool though. But I just didn't have anyone to hang out with.
So that's pretty, in my eyes, pretty quick timeline, dude. From $250 a month to $4,000 in a year. Was that when like the light bulb started going off as far as like more opportunities on YouTube? Because I know you do so much more now with YouTube and partnerships and stuff. How did that come about? Because I think that's the kind of like the part that people get confused on. They're like, well, I want to create content, but they get like villainized for trying to make money and like selling something, you know?
I think the best thing I did to make money in the meantime was do the product videos for e-commerce company. So once you learn how to make some videos, some basic videos, then I would apply for a company and work it there. And that's where I got a lot better at my craft, because I'm making videos, 8 hours a day. Product videos, you're gonna get a lot better at making videos. The technical aspects of making videos. And at that time, I was just making YouTube videos as well. So it's e-com videos specifically for YouTube. So I was learning from that. I would try, okay, and our product was hydroponics. So if you don't know what hydroponics is used for, it's used to grow plants indoors. Now, this equipment is not cheap. So the only profitable way to use your hydroponic equipment is to grow weed. So customers would call in and be like, I don't know how to set up my lights to grow weed. And then we'd have to be like, at this time, weed wasn't legal yet. So we're like, I hope you mean tomatoes, right? You mean how to grow your tomatoes inside, because we didn't want like us responding to them to teach them how to grow weed. So they're like, yeah, tomatoes. So like they would change the conversation to talk about tomatoes. So if you heard the customer service lines, they're like, why would people were literally spending like $1,000 for like LED lights because they use less electricity. And then on the phone call, you're like talking about how to grow tomatoes. You're like, who the fuck would spend $1,000 on lights to grow tomatoes? It doesn't make any sense.
Were all the calls recorded?
They were recorded.
Okay, that's why. Yeah, for sure.
So I had to learn how to grow weed during that time. So I had a little grow tent. I set up at my friend's house because I was still living with my parents. So we like grew weed, and then it was like the shittiest weed. But I sold it back to my coworkers at like a super discounted price. So they got like super cheap weed, which they're happy about. And then I know this is super fucking random.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But that was my training ground, and I think when you have a training ground like that, you almost consider it like like a mentorship. It's kind of like what Kevin is doing with you. Like instead of trying to go off on his own and being his own real estate office or own real estate agent, he said, you know what, I don't know shit about this industry. It's complicated. I'm gonna go learn from someone that knows what they're doing, and you can either take a course or you can try working for them. I think working for them is better, but if you can't work for them, then take their course.
How did you originally stumble upon the e-commerce thing originally? I don't know if you covered
Craigslist.
that. Craigslist. Wow.
Fucking Craigslist. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It was. I mean, that's the place to go, man.
Yeah.
For like low level entry jobs that pay like $15 an hour. That job paid $15 an hour, and I felt like honestly compared to $250 a month, everything. This is when I learned money is so relative because I was making $250 a month and I had been on that for like 3 months in a row, and I couldn't even go to Starbucks. Like gas was like obviously $250 a month. It was like gas is like amazingly expensive. Yeah. And then when I was getting $15 a month, I felt so rich. I felt really I felt so rich. I was like, what? I think my first paycheck was like a little bit over $1,000. I was like, what the fuck? This is like what I make in like this is more than what I made in the past 3 months.
Pictures.
I know. It was like put it on Instagram. Like what the fuck? So and that kept me afloat. I obviously didn't really spend much of the money. I think it's interesting because like I feel like I'm better at saving money when I make a lot less. So like at the time I was making $15 an hour, but I was like saving most of it. And then I decided to move out to kind of expand my circle, get out of the house and stuff like that. Yeah. And then I didn't like LA, so I was swiping on Tinder, and I matched with this girl. She's from the Philippines, but she's visiting her family in LA. Nice. So we go to Egg Slut at 8 a.m. This is the only time she got a breakfast date, right? Yeah. So we hang out for half the day. By 2 p.m. she's gone. And so she goes back to, she's working in Jakarta, which is in Indonesia. And I message her, oh yeah, I'll go visit you sometime. It's that bullshit you throw out. Yeah. And so she messages me back, why not? Yeah. And I was sitting there like, God damn, like no one's waiting for me. I'm working from home. No, I just see my friend Dylan every day. Like I don't do shit, right? So I was like, before I answered, I was like, hold on. I don't know how much this international travel things cost, right? Yeah. So I looked up a flight from LAX to Jakarta, and it was like $650. Yeah. I was like, $650? With $4,000 a month, I could afford $650, right? Because I still have like $3,000 a month to spend on whatever I want. Yeah. So I said, fuck it. I booked my flight and flew from LA to Indonesia to hang out with a girl for 2 weeks that I met for like half a day. Wow. Yeah. So I arrived in Jakarta at 1:30 a.m. I got out of the flight. Everyone's Muslim. It's a Muslim country. That kind of like I was like, oh crap. Because you always expect Muslims to be like brown people, not Asians, right? Yeah. So you're going there. You're like they're Asian and they're Muslims and they're wearing the outfits and stuff like that. I don't know what the names of them are. But I was like, damn, I'm in a different world right now. Like I need to be careful. Yeah. But that's when I, all those like Muslim prejudices, they went away because I went to Indonesia. Like you really learn that they actually are peaceful people. Yeah. So anyhow, she picks me up and we're going and I'm like, dude, I had to take the biggest shit because I was like so nervous that being in this country, I felt like, oh my God, like am I gonna get robbed? Is this taxi gonna take me to a corner and just shoot me and take all my stuff? Yeah. So anyhow, we go to Bali and Singapore and then also spent some time in Jakarta. And that's when my mind really expanded. Yeah. And I learned a lot about attraction. I know you talk about attraction, right? Yeah. So I used to think attraction was more like, what's it called? Like things in common. You have things in common, right? Then I got back to LA and I was there for 3 weeks. And I was like, man, like what the fuck am I doing with my life here? Like I'm so bored in LA. Yeah. So then I booked a solo flight to the Philippines for 2 weeks. And that actually blew my mind too. And I think in 2 weeks I went on 9 dates. That was the first time. And dude, my pickup line in the club was so corny. Like I would walk up to girls and be like, hey, this is my first time here. I'm from LA. And it worked. Yeah. And then some girls were like, where are your friends? Yeah. I was like, they're at work. Which they were at work, but at work in America, like in Los Angeles, right? Yeah. I was like, they're at work. And like, whatever. And it worked. So the first girl I talked to, she's like so nice to me. And I've never seen this happen in LA before. Yeah. She's like so nice to me. So it was like we're really drunk at like 3 a.m. And I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna take this girl home. Like I don't know what's the culture here. I don't want to offend anybody. What if? I mean, the club we're at is called Black Market. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like in this industrial area. I don't want to like offend people in Black Market. Yeah. So 3 a.m. comes, the club is closing, and we're walking outside, and she's with her friend. And she tells her friend to go home. She's like, go home, you're drunk. And the friend wanted to come like party more, but she's like, no, like she kicked her friend out. Wow. And then we went home and did stuff. And I thought like this was so smooth.
Yeah.
I think she's gonna ask me for money.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then she didn't end up asking for money. Yeah. But it's
you thought you were getting
I thought seriously, I was like, dude, I never use that safety lock, but I was like, I think I should use the safety lock today. Like, I don't know, man. It was just because she was so nice. Because in LA, I'm used to the girls getting a lot of resistance to like furthering the progress, you know, like, oh, my friends, like, I don't want to, and then she didn't give any resistance at all. I felt like it was weird. I was like waiting for the resistance too. I was like, okay, the club's gonna end. She's gonna want to go home with her friends because she doesn't want to look like a slut or whatever.
Right.
It's like none at all.
Yeah.
So that's when I was like, this is my country.
Yeah.
This is my country to hang out in.
Yeah.
And then also, I think like to be quite honest, like as an Asian guy, you're probably not gonna do too well here unless you happen to look like a model or you look mixed.
Yeah.
So, but in Asia, that's like your home ground. You know, that's like your home court. So when you go to your home court, you're gonna play better.
Yeah.
That's the crazy story of going from goddamn living at my mom's house to moving to this $1,000 a month shitty apartment in downtown LA that was in the hood. Very, very cholo area.
Yeah.
It was like super cholo. It was super cholo. Like yeah. Like English was nowhere to be seen, you know. So and then we're going to overseas and then deciding to eventually live in the Philippines for the past year.
Yeah, crazy, man. And that's such an interesting story because you actually were able to throw caution to the wind in a sense because so many people wouldn't do that because it's so radically different from like the everyday life. Yeah. So overall, you know, with everything you've been doing, obviously you've made more money now and you've been doing other things. How did it grow beyond just, you know, I'm doing e-commerce videos and I'm just making, you know, my flat $4,000 a month off of YouTube. Yeah. How did that grow and evolve? Definitely
selling. So I get a lot of cold emails of like what to sell. And when I was living in that shitty downtown LA apartment, a guy named Seth cold emailed me and said, hey, I just came out with this course. We can get people jobs in digital marketing in like a couple months. And in like a year, they could make like $60,000 a year. And I was like, that's bullshit. That's not gonna work. Yeah. But I said, hey, I'll give you an interview on my show, right? Yeah. So we did the interview, and then people were buying the course. Yeah. People started buying the course, and I felt I opened my mailbox because I had done like I didn't do direct deposit because I was like, this shit's not gonna sell. No one's gonna buy this shit, right? Yeah. And then like they mailed me a check, and I opened it. It was like $300, and I was like, what the fuck? That's the easiest $300 I have ever made, right? Because at this point, I've been struggling to get views. Yeah. And then, so a couple months passed by, and I'm like, I started feeling a little guilty because like these people are buying this course. I'm not sure if it's working, right? Yeah. So I messaged Seth. I was like, hey, are people actually getting jobs from this course? Yeah. And he forwarded me like 5 emails. 5 people have already gotten jobs from the course within 3 months of buying it. Yeah. Wow. And so I was like, dude, we got to do it. So. Yeah. So we did testimonial videos on my channel, just like interviewing them, like, hey, like, how did you get the job? And it's like, yeah, I took the course and I followed your guides and I applied and I got a job for like $45,000 a year within like 3 months. Wow. And then like I didn't have any like previous education in this subject, so that took the income from like $4,000 a month to like $12,000 a month. Wow. How long did that take? Was it sudden spike or did it take some time? That took some time. Yeah. Because we had to build up the like list of testimonials. Yeah. That's nuts, like less than a year though. Yeah. Yeah. That's dope, dude. So, and that's why like I love going into business for myself because you do take a lot of these risks, but once like you hit something that works, it takes off really, really well. It must be like real estate for you. Yeah. And you see that it's like that exponential curve, right? Like it's not working, and then boom, you get that one thing that goes and it finally like spikes up. It finally spikes up. And then you look at like what you're doing now. I mean, you're so like in quotes prepared for like what's happening now. You're not at a job or, you know, at the beck and call of somebody else. It's like, oh, you've been with us 20 years. It doesn't matter. The virus is here. You're fired. And I've gotten, you know, hundreds of messages at this point, dude, of people who have been fired or been laid off and things of that nature. So I look at like what you're doing. I'm like, dude, it's almost like you're in such a great position for something like this to happen, like for a worldwide pandemic, right, that we're experiencing right now. Yeah. Like, even if you take a hit, it's not going to leave you out on the street over there in the Philippines, right? I mean, you wouldn't mind. You can live pretty cheap in the streets in the Philippines, you know. Like, it'd be good vlog material, man. If I could live in the streets in the Philippines and vlog that, That'd be a sick vlog, but I'd also end up with like malaria. I definitely would get you would get COVID-19 within a day. Within a day, you would get coronavirus for sure. It's all over there. Like,
that's funny.
Yeah, but it'd be a good vlog though.
Dude, and that's big right now, right? The vlogs are huge right now. You know, I've been doing it a little bit more too. So for you, like the next, we can say once all this bullshit dies down, the next like year, 2 years, 5 years, what does that look like for you? What would you like to do, you know, in that time, and how do you see yourself growing?
So the YouTube channel, I like it, but I also feel like I'm a little bit on a hamster wheel where it's like every week you got to come out with another video, and like I have to be in the video because I've tried hiring people to be in the videos. Did not work out, and so I was like, okay, I have to be in the videos. It's my personality. It's what I say. And that's when I learned there's a difference between someone who's a clear speaker and a captivating speaker. Some people can speak very clearly, but the shit they say is just so goddamn boring. You just don't want to listen. And then someone could be like, their speaking isn't perfect, but what they're saying is more engaging. And even if it's not technically correct, maybe they're even saying ums and they're slurring their words, but it just, what they're saying, like it just hooks you. So I have to be in the video. So I think at one point, like, I want to be able to take a break and still make money from it. So I came out with my own shoe, which I brought. I'm wearing it right now.
Hell yeah. Let's do a plug. Hell yeah.
BRYAN. So I came out with the shoe, and the shoe was more of a personal thing for me because I just couldn't. I mean, you saw me before. I would always wear flip flops, like everywhere. And if I had to wear shoes, it'd be like a club, right? You have to wear shoes, but I've talked to girls and I'm like, dude, my goddamn fucking toes are killing me right now. Like I couldn't even think because my feet hurt so much. And I was like, okay, money solves problems. I'm just gonna buy the shoe. I'm just gonna buy a comfortable shoe. So I got advice from a guy. He's like, oh, the shoes you're buying are just cheap. So I ended up buying like $300 shoes, like $400 shoes, leather sneakers, Magnani. It's like what The Rock wears, right? It's like high class shit. I wore it and my shit hurt. My toes were hurting in like an hour, 2 hours. And like you can tell by the structure of the footwear, it's not built for comfort. It's just built to look cool. And it looks nice. It looks real nice, but it's uncomfortable. The leather is really hard. And the toe box is very narrow. So I took all the things that, you know, after wasting thousands of dollars, I made a list of the things that made it uncomfortable, and I said, okay, there's no reason why I can't just take what makes a good-looking shoe and then add the things that make a comfortable shoe to it. Because right now on the market, you either have like a shoe that's super nice Italian design, but like they had zero concern for comfort at all. They're like, yeah, fuck your feet. We're just gonna take your money and like it's gonna fucking suck for you.
Right, but you'll look good.
But you'll look good. And then on the other side, you have things like Skechers or things like that, like the wider brands, the more comfortable brands, but they add like all these stupid fucking designs to it or like really weird textures to it. I said, dude, why do you gotta make it? Why do you just make it look like a normal shoe? You know, like why do you gotta make all the heel look all fucking weird and shit and like all these curves? Like no, just make it look like a regular shoe, but add all the parts of the comfort. So that's the idea behind this shoe is just taking all the things that make a shoe comfortable, but giving it the design of a high-end shoe.
Dope. And it was BRYAN.co, right?
BRYAN.co.
Hell yeah. So if you guys want to check it out. And I know people can pre-order now if they want, and they'll get them in June.
Get them in June. Yeah.
Hell yeah. So you guys can check that out. So yeah, man, thanks for coming on, dude. I'm sure next time you swing back from the Philippines, we'll get you back on because you're going to go back, right?
Yeah, I'm going to try to go back. I'm not allowed to. I'm not allowed to right now.
Yeah, we'll sneak you on a rocket, bro. I've been working on a secret rocket / alien ship. We'll send you back. Don't worry.
If I ever get caught, they're going to kill me in the Philippines, especially if I have coronavirus. Fucking hang me.
I know, right? Cool. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Thank you again to Matt for coming on the show. If you guys want to check out his shoes, BRYAN.co. Make sure you go grab a pair. I already got one, so I support my friends as always. But I'm glad he brought it up because as we wrap up, he's solving a problem, right? He had an issue and he fixed it, and now he's creating another business from it. And it's the same thing you guys can do. All right. So if you guys need anything real estate, go to Team BC Sold. Modern Success, you can check out at BryanCasella.com. And lastly, if you guys want to join my real estate team, go to partnerwithteambc.com. All right, peace. See ya.